Hello, everyone. My name is Tara, and welcome to Aligning to Love. In this channel, I aim to spread hope, joy, peace, and love to the world by sharing goodness and love within my life. In this video, I wanted to share some personal updates and other um, exciting events and news that has been happening, as well as how the weather has been affecting everyone and how it is so important to our well being, but also how it connects to spirituality. So, for my personal life updates, if you've been seeing the previous videos, my husband and I have been trying to figure out plans to relocate closer to where I grew up and where my parents are. And so it's really nice to have background knowledge on school systems, on local events, and outdoor opportunities when you're thinking about moving. And it's just really, it makes it easier because you have an idea already about how the town functions, what the priorities are, and how it makes it easier for us because it makes us know how we want to raise our family. And so that's been exciting. And we have some prospects that I really hope, fingers crossed, come through for the move. And so I am just really excited on that. We're in the waiting game, so it's a little bit nerve-wracking, but I do feel like things are going to come through for us. So it's exciting at the same time. Some school news that we've been doing is that there is a color run on Friday or tomorrow at our school, and we had an assembly yesterday, and I was able to pass my golden apple that I was awarded last month on to a new teacher. And so I passed it on to behavioral instruction, behavioral invent behavioral interventionalist at our school, and she has helped me so much this year. We've collaborated nonstop. We are always communicating before and after school. She helps me best meet the needs of my students. And it's so nice to bounce ideas off of her and vice versa. And so I passed the golden apple onto her at the assembly yesterday. It was also really fun because at the assembly, they were talking about working through struggle and working productively through struggle. And I think it is such a great life skill for kids and adults of all ages to practice and remember, because I think in society, the word struggle is often thought of as a negative word, but when you think of it in the learning aspect, whether you're learning in school, academics, or any skill outdoors, but in the workforce, um, it's positive because if there's no learning without struggle most of the time, and it's important to teach kids that when you're learning, it's it's important to have resilience, because without that, if you're just naturally gifted at different skills and you haven't had to work, there's going to be struggles that come up later, or hurdles. And if they don't have the endurance to work through it, it's going to be very frustrating. And so our school does a remarkable job teaching those life skills to students, but also giving examples of what's to come, whether it's the events at our school or whether it's the skills in the academics or skills with social emotional learning, with social stories before we go on field trips. I just am always so impressed with what our school does to meet the needs of everyone. And if everyone had those opportunities and those resources to them, I feel like the whole world would be much more productive and accepting, and everyone would be so much more successful. And so I love our school assemblies. Another really funny part is that our first grade classes did a chicken dance. And so that got everyone up and moving and laughing, and it just definitely raised all the vibration in the building. And that was hysterical to watch. our principal also showed the example of what the color run would look like. Me and I got to throw some of the color powder at him in his white t-shirt at the assemblies, and so the kids could see what it's going to be like, because some of the kids may not want the powder thrown at them or wouldn't be able to have that all that stimuli. And so I think it was just wonderful that they did that example, and it was fun to be part of it as well. I love everything that our school does, and I will miss it when I leave. And so those were all some positive things that happened. The way that nature comes into the video for this week is that we have had countless days of rain. And even though rain is so good for springtime and helping things grow, it really is hard for our bodies, and adjusting to it when it's so long term. The kids have been so energized, and it's been like cabin fever in our classrooms, because they're not able to expel that energy. And for the adults, it's been more tiring and like dark in the morning, so it's hard to get up and at them. And it's just the sun plays such a massive role in our energy level and in our spirits. Actually, the shirt that I'm wearing is Cirque du Soleil, and I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing that, which I didn't realize is Circus of the Sun. That's the meaning of it. My husband and I went to Montreal a few a year and a half ago to 2 years ago. I was pregnant with our daughter at the time, and this was all about the environment and the animals. It was an incredible performance, and we didn't even know what it was going to be about, but it was inspiring and it was amazing. And I've always loved and appreciated the environment. I actually did a previous video on Earth Day, and even as a child, I loved our earth so much. My family and I were very fortunate to be always having opportunities to be outside and to go to different locations. My family and I went on whale watches close to every summer off of Cape Cod at Stellwagen Bank. And humpback whales are very near and dear to me. I feel like they're my soul animal and my spirit animal. And I always loved how graceful and huge that they were, and are. And I thought it was always amazing how I would see a baby calf, and each year I would see the same ones and their pods and all of their family members. And I was literally growing up with these whales, and it just was such an important and memorable part of my childhood. And I'd get so frustrated to hear of pollution that was happening in the oceans, or pollution in forests and streams and rivers. As a kid, I also loved Captain Planet, and that was a show that it was a cartoon that had teenagers that had different rings. I think it was like earth, wind, water, fire, and heart. And they would save animals, and they would save the planet from pollution or deforestation. And when they united their rings together, the superhero Captain Planet would emerge and help them. And I wanted so much to be able to do that and to have those rings and to make that happen. And so I always teach the kids about how it's important to recycle and how it's important to clean up the environment for animals and for our ecosystems. And we are learning about trees this unit, and for the end of the year, and how important trees are, and how there's lots of living things that are around us. They may not look like humans in the way that they live, but they are alive. And and we talk about with the kids how trees even communicate through their roots, and they allow other trees to get sunlight when they need it, or more shade when they need it. And trees do move, plants move. If you actually videotape your house plants throughout the day and you speed up the video, you'll be so amazed with how much they do move towards the sun as it comes up in the morning and as it goes down in the evening. And I think it is so important for kids to realize that ecosystems are all connected. And even if you don't see it on a spiritual level, it definitely is there on the physical level. And so it's just so important that we take care of the earth and take care of what provides life for us. And so that is what I wanted to talk about in this video. And so I did not get to post a video earlier this week, so I'll be posting one tomorrow as well. And I hope everyone has a wonderful day and take care of our planet. And I love you all, and see you in the next video.